Welcome Prince Institute. Latest matter. The Hindu News. Ready? Start. The center's objective of using the COVID-19 crisis to usher in an Atmanirbhar Bharat saw Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman focus Friday's tranche of announcements on farm sector reforms. The centerpiece was rupees 1 lakh crore fund to finance agriculture infrastructure projects at the farm gate and produce aggregation points. Given that the lack of adequate cold storage facilities continues to extract a high price on farmers and the agrarian economy by way of post-harvest losses, especially in perishables, the targeted outlay is a welcome step. The decision to channel the funds to agriculture cooperatives, farm producer organizations, rural entrepreneurs and startups is also encouraging as it lays the onus of creating the appropriate infrastructure or logistic solution largely on the principal beneficiaries, the farmers themselves. The minister also unveiled rupees 10,000 crore scheme to promote the formalization of micro food enterprises, suggesting a cluster approach focused in different regions on signature produce. Mrs. Sitharaman said the goal was to assist unorganized enterprises in scaling up food safety standards to earn the product's certification and build brand value. The package, though, may be more beneficial in the longer term than providing any immediate relief from the lockdown exacerbated distress in the rural hinterland. Crucially, the minister also announced three reforms proposals that are ostensibly aimed at enabling better price realization for farmers by removing restrictions and facilitating enhanced marketing freedom. These include amendments to the 1955 Vintage Essential Commodities Act that would effectively hollow out the legislation by deregulating cereals, pulses, oilseeds, edible oils, onions and potato. While the economic survey in January had recommended jettisoning the anachronistic act, the law has nonetheless remained a vital tool in the government's armory for protecting consumers from traditional volatility in the prices of essentials by tamping down on black marketers and hoarders. While the Act's provisions do have scope for an overzealous bureaucracy to harass even an honest exporter who may have paid a fair price to the farmer and stocked produce for shipment overseas, total deregulation for food grains is fraught with the risk of future inflationary food prices spikes. The other two proposals are also of concern. While one seeks to bypass the APMC regime through a central law that would allow farmers the freedom to sell across state borders, the other proposes a framework for farmers to enter into pre-showing contracts that would purportedly help assure them to offtake volumes and prices. Both the changes, once enacted, could privilege market forces without necessarily safeguarding food security. Surely, it would be in no one's interest to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Stop.